Cognitivist cognitive theory of learning. Cognitive scientists study how people learn, remember, and interact, often with a strong emphasis on mental processes. Many explanations of how and why children's thinking processes change over time have been offered in the past. The three most influential cognitive development theories are of Jean Piaget, Levi-Gotsky, and the new Piagetian. Each of these theories views cognitive development from a different perspective and therefore will give you alternative strategies to foster children's cognitive growth. Swiss psychologist Jean Piaget conducted a lifelong study of children's cognitive development in the past half century. Piaget's 1936 theory of cognitive development explains how a child constructs a mental model of the world. His contributions include a stage theory of child cognitive development, detailed observational studies of cognition in children to reveal different cognitive abilities. He disagreed with the idea that intelligence was a fixed trait and regarded cognitive development as a process which occurs due to biological maturation and interaction with the environment. Piaget's cognitive development theory Piaget's cognitive development theory 1970 and conception of equilibration 1985. Piaget 1970 proposed that children progress through a sequence of four stages assumed to reflect qualitative differences in children's cognitive abilities. Limited by the logical structures in the different developmental stages, learners cannot be taught key cognitive tasks if they have not reached a particular stage of development. He later, 1985, expanded this theory to explain how new information is shaped to fit with the learner's existing knowledge, and existing knowledge is itself modified to accommodate the new information. The major concepts in this cognitive process include assimilation. Assimilation it occurs when a learner perceives new objects or events in terms of existing schemes or operations. This information is compared with existing cognitive structures. Number 2, accommodation. It has occurred when existing schemes or operations must be modified to account for a new experience. 3. Equilibration. It is the master developmental process encompassing both assimilation and accommodation. Anomalies of experience create a state of disequilibrium which can be only resolved when a more adaptive, more sophisticated mode of thought is adopted. 4. Schema or scheme. A representation in the mind of a set of ideas or actions which go together. Piaget's theory differs from others in several ways. It is concerned with children rather than all learners. It focuses on development rather than learning in isolation, so it does not address learning of information or specific behaviors. It proposes discrete stages of development marked by qualitative differences rather than a gradual increase in number and complexity of behaviors, concepts, ideas, etc. Piaget's stages of cognitive development. Keywords: cognition, assimilation, schema, accommodation. स्कीमा ये है स्कीमा assimilation accommodation. स्कीमा ये है बॉय हैज लर्न स्कीमा ऑफ कैट. बॉय हैज लर्न स्कीमा ऑफ कैट. assimilation ये है boy saw a cub and called it cat. Sister said no, it's a cub. So it is assimilation. Now he will accommodation. He accommodate new schema of cub in his mind. Piaget's stages of cognitive development and cognitive characteristics. Stage and age. सेंसरी मोटर ये 0 से लेकर 2 इयर्स तक सेंसरी मोटर होता है. इसमें कॉग्निटिव कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ये होते हैं: dependence of thinking processes and understanding on sensory and motor processing, e.g., tasting, touching, grasping, goal directed behavior. Object permanence arises at the end of the stage. दूसरा स्टेज है प्री ऑपरेशनल, 2 to 7 years. प्री ऑपरेशनल स्टेज होता है 2 से लेकर 7 years तक. Reliance of thinking processes on perception more than logic. Use of symbols, e.g., language, numbers, images, imaginary play, animism, egocentrism. थर्ड स्टेज है कंक्रीट ऑपरेशनल, 7 to 11 years. कंक्रीट ऑपरेशनल थर्ड स्टेज है 7 से लेकर 11 years तक. Use of mental operations to solve concrete problems, conservation, transformation, reversibility, classification, seriation, transitivity, ये इस स्टेज में होते हैं. फोर्थ स्टेज है फॉर्मल ऑपरेशनल, 11 से लेकर 11+. Propositional logic, hypothetical deductive reasoning, analogical reasoning, combinatorial reasoning, probability and proportional reasoning.